Hey guys, it is Alex and welcome to another Next Up. And our artist today is Delacey. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, so this is your first time performing at KIIS-FM, right?
Yes. I performed it in New York at iHeart, but
well, this is better.
Okay.
Yeah, and
well,
also
I'm not going to pick favorites.
Well, I'm gonna pick favorite for you because you're from Orange County, so this is like your home station.
I'm a California girl, so
yes!
I can pick a favorite, maybe.
I know. You're like, but this fine. No one from New York is gonna watch. It's okay.
We'll see.
I love it. But seriously though, this has to be kind of surreal if you grew up in Orange County. Like, was this a station that you listened to? Like,
this is
your whole life?
Yeah, this was my whole life, this station.
Did you so obviously we're playing your song. I've been scheduling it. Like I know it's in JoJo's top 9 at 9. So what was it? Where did you hear it the first time on the radio?
The first time I heard it, like, people texted me like, JoJo's gonna play it at like 9, and I like ran to my car and was screaming and crying, like literally screaming and crying, freaking out.
Stop.
Blasting it with my family. My family was there. They happened to be there. It was perfect. And we were in my garage, and actually I like started my car and we were like almost dying of poisoning.
Oh,
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Exhaust?
Yeah, from my exhaust. And then I was like dancing around, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
You're like, maybe I need to also take my car.
This makes sense. This happens to me, and then I die, and it's fine. The end.
You go out on top, girl. But I'm happy you did it.
I was so excited that I got this tattoo.
Wait.
Of my man. Well, I told myself that the first time my man played on KIIS-FM, I would get a my man tattoo. So
okay, that's amazing. And also, because I know you're gonna be talking to JoJo after this,
so
you have to show him that tattoo because he has actually gotten tattoos in the studio with other artists. Like he has so many tattoos. I know. Well, next time
I'll get my whole body will be tatted.
Yes, like you just come and you get a full sleeve.
As long as they keep playing it, I'll just be like,
yes, every time.
My mom will love that.
He's going to geek out over that. Like that's gonna be. Cool. I know it's gonna be really special for him too. Yeah. I love it though.
Itching right now.
Oh, did you just get it? Is it that new?
Yeah, it's pretty new. It's like only 2 weeks.
Where's your tattoo shop?
Like, well, I got it in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it like within 20 minutes, like of deciding, picking it, and leaving. It was all 20 minutes.
That's actually amazing.
That's pretty much how I get all of my tattoos.
So tell me about My Man then, which is awesome. I feel like it's a 2019 version of Jolene too, which is one of my favorite songs in the world.
Keep telling me that. Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
No, that's great. That's good. I mean, that's an amazing song.
It's one of the best, most iconic songs of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would like to say I was inspired by that song, but I was going through a real event.
Oh, girl. Hold on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So this is like inspired by like true events.
Oh, yeah. It was I didn't think anyone would ever hear this song, so I was just writing what was happening to me that day in the studio.
When did you write it?
I wrote it in August, so not that long ago. I was living in New York for the summer to make an album. Amazing. And I wrote that song from a true event.
Is the guy still around?
I'm not saying anything about the guy.
Okay.
It's a mystery.
Okay. It's fine.
I like to keep it, open to interpretation for everyone else to have their own perspective of the song, and they don't just hear my story so specifically.
You know what? I really and that's not an uncommon answer from artists too, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. Some of them I'll be totally blunt about, but this one I'm like, gonna keep the mystery.
It's also a little still fresh, and like as
true. Maybe as time goes by,
I know, like
I'll write a book about it. No,
I love it though. But you know what? I think that's what's so cool about artists, and I really envy this. Like I think when I'm just trying to like release some stress or I'm frustrated about something, I journal, right? But like the fact that you can put it is great. It's a great version of self-care. However, you have this incredible gift where you can turn it into a beautiful song for millions of people to hear and also benefit from and relate to.
True. It is. It's like therapeutic in a way. Also, it's exhausting emotionally, but like I've never known anything different. I've kind of always just like words flowing out of me. I like used to write poetry, and I'm a lyricist, so like I'm all about the words. But so that's how I like relieve my stress for sure and my emotions. And stableness.
Very envious of that. I think that it's I love the song, and your voice is so soulful.
Oh, thank you so much.
And like just wonderful. Who were like your influences growing up?
I mean, my biggest influences in music are probably like Billie Holiday or you know, Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
Alanis Morissette. Those are just a few, but
I love it.
The list goes on.
When did you start doing this? When did you start writing music? And like, when did you have these aspirations to become an artist?
I mean, I think ever since I was born, I've just been a crazy, like, creative kid running around performing all the time. I grew up acting, dancing, singing, you know, doing it all. I play instruments. I've always just kind of written songs as an outlet. I don't really remember how far back it goes, but I think I was 7 when I wrote my first song. So I think I kind of always knew I'd be an artist. I just didn't know if I would have anything worth saying.
Ooh,
and so I think that was what made me decide, oh, okay, like, and now I have something to say. And I didn't want to force it before. And writing was always an outlet for me, though, regardless. But yeah, for being an artist, yeah, it's like if you have something to really offer and say, and it's true to who you are, then that's like where I think it happened for me.
Yeah. But that's so interesting. And it's funny because as I'm like listening to you talk about that right now, it's like you probably always had something to say. Like we always have something to say, right? But it's
I always have something to say,
girl.
But you know, I'm Italian.
Same. So I like on top of that, I also like talk for a living.
I always have something to say.
There's always a lot of gesticulating too when we're saying it.
And like my hands are
just flying. But like the thing is, it's like that's the thing. You probably did, but I bet just like in your mind it was like, okay, but when is it going to be worth writing about, right? Like when do people relate?
And I struggled with that for a few years in the music industry, being like, is this the record that
is it enough?
Yeah, is this what I want to say? And it just never was right. And then when I made this album, it came so easily to me. I wrote it within 3 weeks. Wow. And I was just like, this is something. I mean, I had a whole collection of songs and I was like, this has to be something. I don't know if anyone will ever hear it, but I want to do something with this. I want it to be somewhere. It was so, I mean, I was crying when I was writing it. It was just so personal to me and like, you know, soul, like in my soul. So it's like, that's kind of just, it just kind of happened like naturally, which I think is the most organic, like genuine way for it to happen anyways, you know?
I think also I'm wondering, you know, what is important to you when you are writing music? Like when you were writing songs for your album, obviously My Man, that's a very specific thing that like experience that happened to you, right?
Totally.
But are there is it all like for you, is it more about relationships and not even in the respect of men, right? Like it could just be relational as far as friendships, right?
Yeah.
Or are there things that are just like really near and dear to your heart where you're like, this is something I want to amplify, like this is something I want to speak on?
For sure. I think it's weird because I've gone through stages of writing where it's sometimes more conceptual than others, but this album was all just completely what I was going through that day. Like I would start a song that day and finish the song that day.
Wow.
Yeah, and we didn't even go back and redo the vocals. Like it was like, this is the song. So as far as like each song on this album and My Man especially, I just kind of I made up some of it on the spot when I was just singing into the mic. So it's like, I mean, I'm conversational, so conversational when I sing and like my lyrics. So I don't know. That's what's important to me is just, would I really say this? Is this what I'm really feeling right now? Or is it just something I decided would be a good idea for a song, which is fine too a lot of the time.
Yeah, I love that you said relational in that respect, because when you're even just like looking at the lyrics, which I always love when I hear a song, for me, I want to connect to the lyrics too, right? And I'm always that person going on genius.com.
Lyrics are everything.
Yeah, everything. It's not just a beat. I'm just like, what am I hearing right now? Mm-hmm. But it is really like you're speaking to a person. It's not just about a situation. Like this is like aimed at someone where it's almost this conversation, right, that's happening in the song.
Well, my problem, and like, I mean, I guess it's not a problem, but in the studio, like I'll be picturing that person that I'm singing to every time. Like I can't not. Yeah. And so that's why sometimes I'll cry and my voice is like shaky and I'm like so into it.
And you can hear though the emotion though when someone's listening to that, right? They can hear the emotion. It becomes that much more powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Yeah.
You're doing it right, girl.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks, girl. Gotcha. So tell me then, how did you get signed? How were you discovered?
Well, you know, I had been writing songs professionally for other artists. I've been lucky enough to write with some amazing artists.
Like who?
You know, I've written for like Madison Beer,
Amazing.
Halsey, Zara Larson.
Awesome.
That's just to name a few.
Those are
Sabrina
great names.
Carpenter.
Love them all. They're
Yes,
amazing.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I've been writing a lot, and I had a meeting with L.A. Reid about his artists, like for me to play him songs that I'd written. Yeah. That were kind of up for grabs, or just to see if I wanted to work with any of his artists as a writer. And he just kind of, me and him just we're like kindred spirits. It's funny. We connected so quickly, creatively. It was like instantly when we met, he's like, who are you? Like, there's something that you're not telling me. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, come on, like, you know, what, aren't you going to be an artist? And I'm like, yeah, I'm an artist. And he's like, well, is this the music? And I'm like, no, I actually wrote an album. It's done. And I played it for him, and that's kind of the long story short version of how. Yeah.
That's really incredible.
And he's been insanely amazing. And yeah, it's been really great ever since.
Well, girl, I'm so pumped for you.
Thank you.
I love that you're here right now. And
Me too.
Can't wait to hear you perform. And yeah, this has been really awesome. Is there also plug everything? Like, tell the listeners all, like, where can we find you on Instagram, Twitter, give album, like everything?
Yeah. Okay. My Instagram is @Delacey. That's the only one I know because it's so short. Yes, but the other ones, you know, we'll put them somewhere so you can find them. But you can find me everywhere from there. The album is hopefully coming out really soon. I have like a couple more songs coming out too really shortly. I hope so. I'm crossing my fingers. My music video for My Man is going to be coming out within, like very soon.
So you shot
and
it
I'm
already?
very excited about it. It's so beautiful.
Can you tell me like just any of the concept?
It's
it like really
shot on film. I'll say that. And it's so lovely and beautiful.
I'm geeking out.
Me too. I'm so excited.
I love it. Well, thank you for coming on
No,
today.
thank you for having me. Thank you.
That was Next Up with Delacey.